Hello, hello. I'm back with another video, and recording my first video back from the major. I'm going to be doing a major recap, running through my thoughts on all the series we had, the teams we played, how we felt going to the event, how we feel now after the event, just things like along that line, Once again, apologize. I apologize if this is awkward, I kind of have not done this style of video, so I hope you guys enjoy it, but yeah, starting off, our first series is against Luminosity. We're feeling pretty confident going to the event, I'd say. We thought we should have won the last regional, not to discredit Gen G, but we thought we played pretty well until the finals and kind of just ended up throwing the series a bit. But we were pretty confident going into the major. Playing Luminosity, definitely a team we should be beating. The series was actually pretty close. I mean, we'll show it on the screen. I'll show it on the screen now. It was a pretty close series. We won 3-1. Every game was, I think, within like 1 or 2 goals. So it was kind of close. Obviously, didn't really think it should be that close. It was kind of just our first LAN series together. Got to get the jitters out. LAN's always more nerve-wracking than online, so it's definitely a different environment. But Luminosity, best team Apex had in a while. I think they actually went 2-3 and had a pretty good LAN. They helped us out a lot by winning their later rounds, which helped our Buccal and helped us get 4 seed. But that's beside the point. We managed to take care of them. Going through 1-0. Then we go into our second round against NRG, and we're very confident this series because our last meeting with NRG, we swept them and we played very well. So we're pretty confident. We get 3-1. All the games are pretty close. We thought it was a series where we kind of beat ourselves more than they outplayed us. Like, obviously most teams probably think that about series, so that doesn't really mean much, but we thought we beat ourselves. So losing that series, it is what it is. We were still very confident. I think we lost game 1, was a close game. I mean, all the games were close, but we're kind of throwing goals away and just like missing a lot of our chances. So we were still confident after that series, and we just had to move on. Went back and talked about what we needed to do better. We thought it was pretty clear what we needed to fix. And our next series in the 1-on-1 round was against Gen G. Rematch of the regional final. We really wanted to get this win because, if you guys don't know, going 3-1 in the major gives you a chance in the upper bracket. So we really wanted to win this and win our next one and make it to 3-1. So we go into Gen G, kind of just forgetting about the finals where we know how to play against them. We win the series 3-2, I believe. I think there was 4 OTs. Yeah, there was 4 OTs in that series, which is kind of insane. Game 5 is the only one that didn't go to OT. We were really struggling to close out games in the series. We were, I think, up with like 30 seconds left in almost every game and kept getting scored on, and they brought it to OT and won. Magic hit a really peak shot on us in that series. He was playing really well. LJ had a phenomenal series. He was scoring a lot of solo play goals and playing very well. But, going to that series, and we get the win in game 5. Still not really happy with how we were playing, I don't think. I think we definitely wanted to be playing better. Wanted to stop throwing games, just like learn how to close out games. We were kind of just panicking towards the end of every game. But we get the dub 3-2. Happy to be 2-1, and our next series is against Falcons. LJ's really confident this matchup. I'll be honest, I was pretty worried. We actually scrimmed pretty well against Falcons going to the event, so that was nice. I think we beat them 5-2 and had another close scrim against them. So LJ's always really confident against them. I think me and First, not sure how First felt, but I was not the most confident. Definitely still not feeling like I'm playing my best this LAN. But we actually end up sweeping them. Game 1, we have a crazy comeback. I think we're down 2-0 with like 40 seconds left, and we score a goal and get an immediate kickoff goal, which is awesome. We're 2-2, and then we scored like 3 goals in 20 seconds left, or in 20 seconds in game 1, and we managed to, win that game. And so that's a pretty bad throw from them, a loss that you never want to lose, of course, but it's just like a game that hurts and you kind of think about, and one that gets you kind of down. So I think after that, we were really confident and super happy to make that comeback. After that game, we won the series pretty handily. I think game 3 did go to OT, but We were playing really great defense. We were doing all the things that we talked about after the Gen G series correctly. We were challenging perfectly together and just playing like pretty perfect, like pretty much exactly how we wanted to. Obviously mistakes here and there, but this was definitely our best series so far this season. We were really happy to get that win and go 3-1 and out Buchel Furia. So we go into top 8. We were already top 6 actually at this point because we were in the upper bracket, so we were a top 4 seed, which is awesome at this, like, you know, that was, I would say my goal for this land was a top 6, so at that point I already kind of hit my goal, which was, you know, it was a great feeling. And yeah, and then our top 6 series to qualify for top 4 was against Vitality, and this was a crazy series. I will be honest, you know, wasn't the most confident in Vitality. We were getting slammed by them in scrims. We scrimmed them our first day of boot camp, and we were on 0 sleep because I can never sleep on flights. I think all of us were exhausted, getting slammed, right? You know, we got like 7-0 our first day there by them, so that kind of sucked. And then later on, we started to have closer scrims, but our first couple scrims against them, they felt insanely strong. So like that didn't feel like the best matchup, but it felt like we were a different team at that point. You know, after beating Falcons and playing the way we wanted to play, it felt really great. So still mildly confident, but definitely not the matchup I wanted at that point. I probably would have rather played anyone else in the tournament. So going to the Vitality series, the replays I'm showing right now. Only showing the last 4 games because the first 2 games we get slammed. I think game 1's close, but we're getting abused and kind of just dominated. We're back on defense the full time, and it just feels like a lost cause, honestly, after game 2. I think we were all kind of not feeling great. We thought we were just going to get swept, but I don't think we scored a goal through the first 2 games. It wasn't fun. They felt really inevitable, especially in game 2. We lost 5-0 or something like that, and we call our timeout. Timeouts are actually the most valuable thing ever in Rocket League. I don't really understand it, but they just are. But we call our timeout. We come out of the timeout, and we concede pretty much immediately. I think we get scored on in the first, like, 4 seconds, then scored a double touch. So at that point, we're kind of, like, pretty not happy. I mean, it feels over. I'm sure everyone watching thought it was over, too. Actually, I scored a pretty nice shot to tie up the game with, like 50 seconds in. I score kind of a wall skim double touch. It was funky. I think could have saved it, but so Vitality kind of trolled. But you know, I'll take my nice shot when it happens. And I missed an open net here. Ignore that. But yeah, I hit a nice shot. We typed the series or typed the game, and at that point, you know, the floodgates like finally start to flow open, and we are just getting actually pummeled. We start to get more aggressive and implement the things that Sad, our coach, told us about, like told us to do during the timeout, and we just start to play so much better, and we start coming out, slamming, and getting super aggressive, getting demos when we need them, challenging well. And I think this series, I was really proud of myself. I was proud of all of us, like obviously, you know, getting the big win, but it's been so long since I have played the way I wanted to play in a series and like played up to what I thought I could play like. And this series, I played really, I thought I felt really happy with how I played. I was getting good touches. I was reading the play well, and just like obviously we all were. That's not, but I just was. I felt so good mechanically, like probably the best I've ever felt in the LAN series. Honestly, like my car just felt super light, and so just really happy with that. You know, it was a great series win for us because, like I said, we're getting slammed by them in scrims, and just great for our confidence and everything. Game I'm showing right now is the game where we tied the series. We go 2-2. Game 5, I think we win. It's a close game by 1. Game 6, we actually we trolled incredibly hard. We're up by 2 with 12 seconds. We concede a kickoff goal. I think up by 1 with like 11 seconds. Kind of sucks, but we're still just trying to get the ball down and win. And they actually have, like, usually on 0 seconds like that, someone trolls really hard to get scored on. They had like 2 great bumps, and Zen had an insane bump, and they just made an amazing play to tie it up. And that sucked, but like in the past, usually when we get scored on, with not much time left, or we troll or go like that, we kind of lower our comms and get down ourselves. But we were so confident in that series that we just like stayed confident, stayed happy, scored within 30 seconds. Firstkiller made a great play to close out the series, and yeah, we took the win over Vitality. So top 4 land. This is actually my first it's my first time, I think, like, no, second time, but pretty much it's my first top 4 all the way since Rotterdam when we won. So I'm extremely happy. It's felt like it's been so long, like I said, since, yeah, like I was saying, it's felt like it's been so long since I've played the way I know I can play and played how I want to. So this series was like, it felt really nice to get the win, and we're really happy with the win in the top 4. Next day we have NRG or Falcons. At this point, your top 4, you're gonna have to play a really hard team no matter what. So I didn't really mind who we were, like, I didn't really care about who we were playing. We play NRG. They have a pretty close series to Falcons. Honestly, I thought the series didn't look great watching it on the outside, so we were going into it very, very confident, especially after winning this. I think I've said that 600 times throughout the video. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling, just doing my best at this. But yeah, we go into the series. It's a pretty slow series. I think they would agree too. I mean, we won in Game 7. It was a pretty sloppy series by both team standards. We were kind of like stuck on defense the whole time. They couldn't score. We were defending pretty well. Like even though we were stuck on defense, we were defending pretty well. We were reading them. I still felt really good. But yeah, I mean, they were just like pummeling us the whole time. I believe we win. No, we lose Game 1. Yeah, we lose Game 1 and then win Game 2 and 3 both in OTs. Pretty good wins. We go up 1-0 in Game 4? Yeah, Game 4. We go up 1-0. At that point, I just think, we're just going to 4-1. We're going to win. And we get scored on 2 goals really fast, and it kind of sucks. So they end up winning that game. Kind of sucks to lose after being up in that game, which wasn't fun. But yeah, that happens. We lose that game. Game 5, I think, was actually probably our worst. I should have scored this double touch. That was really bad. I 100% should have scored that. I was upset at myself, especially with how great I felt. But no, not direct again, besides the point. Yeah, Game 5, I think that was our worst game. By that point, we were pretty down on ourselves. We didn't feel like we were playing well. I think we were pretty quiet. We called our timeout. Thad talks to us for a while, explains what we need to do better. And Game 6 was definitely our best game this year. We won it pretty handedly, I thought. We missed a lot of chances in that game, and we just, we're actually pressuring them and feeling pretty great. Going to Game 7, I'm still don't feel like we're playing our best, but, just Game 7, anything could happen. So we are still stuck on defense. I can't even tell how well we're playing, but, it's just a Game 7. Everyone's pretty nervous, so Beastman actually misses, some not great shots, but he's a great player. He's a god, so you can't really fault him for that. But many would say that it was I think we deserved the win of the series. It was a pretty sloppy series overall. We get the win 1-0, score with 14 seconds left. Wow, this was an insane goal. I have no idea what I just watched. But yeah, we get the win over Energy. Props to them. I mean, they've had an insane season. Last season, starting off this season too. They're a great team, but happy with that win. We get to the finals, so this is my second finals, LJ's first finals. We play KC. This is the first time in the tournament. I wasn't crazy confident, I still felt really good, my car felt really great, but it was just after the NRG series, I don't know how to explain it. It's just I wasn't as confident as I should have been going to the finals, to be completely honest. Not even because it was KC, I don't know. It's just I wasn't as confident as I should have been. And I don't know if any of us were. They probably were. Who knows? But I definitely wasn't as confident as I should have been. Game 1 of the finals. Pretty close. We go to OT. I actually, I kind of trolled the OT. I had a bad touch to lose, but it happens, Not to, we're losing Game 1 OT. And actually, at this point, I'm feeling more confident than I was before because it was a close game. But we get swept. I'm not really... We didn't score our chances. We didn't play that great, but they, just got to give props to KC there. Drawley's probably just the best player in the world right now. All 3 of them are amazing. They all played really well. And that team is they're really hard to play against. We could have played better, a lot better. We didn't score our chances. We didn't, it was just... They're hard to play against. They kind of made us play worse, I think, as well as we just didn't play our best. So both apply. But, it is what it is. don't even really know what to say about the finals. We kind of just got it sucked to get that far and feels so good all event just to get swept in the finals. Like that really did hurt. I'm not gonna lie. But, like, definitely am upset we didn't give a more entertaining finals. Always sucks to see a sweep in the finals or just not a close series. I obviously wanted to win, at least make it close, so that didn't feel great. But overall, super happy with the land. You know, top 2 is nothing to be upset at. We had some close series. Energy was super close. Vitality series was super close. We had played definitely our best Rocket League as a team overall. Definitely played our best Rocket League as a team overall. I don't know what their goal was going to the land, but like I said, you know, my goal was a top 6. So once we got out of Swiss and got top 6, I wasn't content necessarily, but I could go out of the land not completely upset with my play. And that's why winning this Vitality series especially, and just winning our Falcons Energy, winning every series of the land, it was just it felt great. Knowing, proving to myself that I could compete at the level that I did and compete at the level that we did, it felt nice. Like I said, you know, really wish we didn't get swept in the finals, but it is what it is. We made it there. We're proud of that. Definitely want to win, but now we look forward. We know what we need to improve on. We are all we talked after the loss. Obviously bummed, but oh my god, I've actually repeated that 12 times. I'm sorry, but we really know what we need to improve on. It's a great feeling because the goal in the end is to improve as the season goes on. We want to get better with every event. We want to just keep learning, you know, keep playing better, and we believe that we can. We're all really confident now. This is definitely the most confident in myself and my teammates I have been since all the way back when I first joined Gen G. I'm, you know, so confident that we can continue to improve, and I'm just excited to, you know, keep playing. I enjoyed the LAN a lot. It was pretty fun. It's the most fun I've had playing in a long time. This series especially. This series was I had a lot of fun, and it really did feel good to play super high to LAN, despite the disappointing finals performance. So looking forward to running it back next split. Hopefully performing well in line and making LAN and performing well to LAN again. So yeah, appreciate if you guys stay at the end. Sorry for rambling, kind of struggling with this at certain points by myself, you know, stumbling over words. But if you guys watch this video, I appreciate it. Probably a lot I forgot to talk about, probably a lot I forgot to say, but I think I conveyed most of my thoughts. Yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.